Hi, I'm Amanda Pirkowski. I'm a Division I fencer at Northwestern University. Mainly just the concept of never giving up has always been a concept stressed to me from coaches starting at a young age. I actually have a severely autistic sister who's not able to walk or talk. So seeing her work so hard for the things that others take for granted has made me strive and push through the tough moments during my fencing bouts. If I'm down, I always know that through my abilities, I can come back, score a touch, and then help Northwestern win the next championship. It's a lot of footwork and technique, just honing in on those little details because every single millisecond makes a big difference in fencing when you both are coming in for touches at the same time. So just anything to get that extra second of advantage, working on the acceleration of both your footwork and of your arm for those touches can make a big difference. One big thing, despite the actual training on strip, is actually mental training with the sports psychologist at Northwestern. So, fencing, a lot of people call it physical chess because, yes, it is, you have to be strong, you have to be fast, you have to be agile, but also it's a big mental game. You're trying to fake your opponents. You're trying to read what their intentions are. So just having a strong control, strong focus, and being able to read your opponent is a big deal in fencing. So working with my sports psychologist, not only to stay focused during the game, but also come up with mental tactics for different opponents has been extremely helpful during my time at Northwestern. So actually during my freshman year of college, during one of my first practices, I broke my right hand, which that's obviously my fencing hand. So that was a big setback. It was also my first year during COVID and I'm right hand dominant. So that affected not only like writing ability, but also training. But I used that time as a time to refocus on my footwork, actually became able to write with my left hand and it ended up all working out okay, but it was definitely a big setback, especially when I was excited to start fencing at a new school in undergrad, having that big setback. But I think it just made me realize how much I love fencing being away from it during those 3 months and really appreciate my ability to participate in fencing when I was back and ready to go. Yes, so I did my first 4 years at Notre Dame, graduated as a senior, and then I really wanted to go to Northwestern's Medill School of Journalism. So I applied, I had my extra year of eligibility, and I knew that Northwestern had a strong fencing team. Spoke with the head coach, he was really excited to get me on the team, and we've just had a great season so far. We were Epay Conference champions at Northwestern, and tomorrow is the NCAA announcement, and my coach thinks I'm in a good spot to make NCAAs, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So the recruitment process was exciting, but also a little bit daunting. It was a great experience to just go see so many schools, and at first I really didn't know exactly where I wanted to land. There were different things at each school that I found attractive, but in the end of the day, Notre Dame really had it all for me. It had a great business school. It had a good relationship with NBC, and I really wanted to go into television studies. And then it also had the faith aspect, and I really wanted a good football team to cheer on as well. So at the end of the day, even though I was stressed about it all, it kind of all fell into place, and I had a really wonderful 4 years there, and I still feel very supported by the Notre Dame team as well as my new Northwestern teammates. Yeah, so Northwestern had a wonderful, their Medill School of Journalism is world renowned. And I knew one of the big opportunities through Medill is the ability to go to the Super Bowl. So I actually got to go interview players at the Super Bowl and then actually was able to freelance a piece for the Orlando Sentinel on two cousins meeting in the postseason for the first time. So that was it from the school perspective. I knew it could get me to the next level with my journalism skills. And then from the fencing side, Zach Moss has been a wonderful fencing coach. He's really helped me go back to some basics, fix some technique that I found really helpful this season. I think individually, this has probably been my strongest fencing season. And I think it's a little bit of combination of going back to some of those basics, fine tuning those. And then also we've done a big emphasis on video review at Northwestern, and that's been super helpful, not only to study my opponents, but also to look at the little things I'm doing and just revise and keep going for each upcoming bout. Being the ACC MVP was definitely a special moment. That weekend, the stars really aligned. All my bouts, when I feel like everything is slow motion, that's when I'm feeling like I'm fencing my best. Like I could just kind of predict and see where the opponent's blade was going, able to disengage and just really make strong attacks. So there was just this sense of confidence and comfort I felt at this tournament. I had competed in it. I missed out on the opportunity to compete out at my freshman year because of COVID. The team actually had a case right as we were getting on the bus, so we weren't able to go. So I think it was a little bit of a, oh man, I'm sad I couldn't be at the last year, a little bit of a revenge tour sort of thing, but also just really appreciative to get that opportunity to fence. So that was super exciting at that ACC's. And then the following one, my senior year, Notre Dame and Duke were actually tied at the end of the day. So we had to do a fence off. So it was, they picked one Notre Dame epeists, one Notre Dame foilist, and one Notre Dame saberist to kind of break this tie. And it was just a 5-point bout, and all three of us fenced it at the same time. So I knew my saber teammate, she had lost 5-4. So it was up to me and one of the girls named JoJo in order to pull the championship for Notre Dame. And that was a lot of pressure, but just having all my teammates by my side cheering on after every single point, knowing that the championship on the line, I was able to pull through, and then my teammate was as well. And then just kind of the whole Notre Dame team stormed us with love, and we were jumping up and down. So that was a super exciting moment at ACC's. That's always been one of my best tournaments. I've always been super hardworking. I think in high school, taking a lot of APs and then traveling with Team USA fencing, we would be going to different countries like every other weekend or traveling nationally as well. So I think developing a strong routine in high school of being able to do work on the road, being able to do work on the bus. I also am just a type that I just can't go to bed until all my work is done. Sometimes that's not always the best for my recovery for athletics, but I think just this hard work towards school, just getting that out of the way so that I can focus on my bouts, that's always been super important to me. Influencer has been a great platform. I was unfamiliar with it before my freshman year, but through Influencer, not only do we get team photos, but we also can see NIL offers, which has been super helpful as we were blessed to be a part of this NIL era. So just having this whole marketplace where you can kind of see what deals are out there and how we can participate, it just kind of, that app enables everything to be right there, right on your phone, super accessible, especially when balancing a busy Div 1 athletic schedule. Being looked up to as a role model is super special. I know when I went to fencing camps and saw Div 1 athletes or Olympians helping me, it was always so special, and I felt like I just wanted to grasp every bit of knowledge and that I could from them. So now being in this position, helping out at camps, fueling the next generation of fencers has just been incredible. Fencing is a bit more of a niche sport, so it's really exciting when people get their hands on a sword for the first time. I know for me, it was like, oh my goodness, I get to stab a boy, and I thought that was super cool. Or you can feel like you're the next Wonder Woman or Leia. So just inspiring and invigorating the next group of fencers has always been a passion of mine, and I definitely feel like fencing is growing in the US, and I'm excited about that change. I would say that fencing is a great opportunity to get scholarships. There are a lot of scholarships offered at top schools, Notre Dame, Northwestern, all sorts of Big Ten, ACC schools. And just being a college athlete has been super beneficial to my whole academic journey. So I would say that you definitely can do both. And these skills that you're developing in high school are going to be super beneficial once you get to these D1 schools. And actually being an athlete is a bit of a release during my day, a mental reset, so then I can even go back to my academics with a stronger, more ready to study, regrouped, refocused. And I don't know if I would be as successful in school without athletics. I need that energy to stay motivated during the day. Hi, I'm Amanda Pirkowski. I'm a Division I fencer at Northwestern University, and you can check me out on Next Level Prep.